Bam, we live, right? Another week of opportunities. Guys, I'm grateful. I'm blessed. And y'all should be too. Man, these cryptos, I think we broke the streak. We got Canada in the house. I think we broke the streak. We had a good streak going, guys. We had a good streak going of like, you know what? I don't even like this light. I'm going to turn this thing off. That is weird for me. Oh, it's too dark. Are we Gucci? I think that's better. I think that's better. There we go. I think that's a lot better. But we had a streak going, guys. I think we had a streak going for sheesh, like 6, 7, 8 weeks running, where literally every time we did a call, we were at all-time high. Crypto was at all-time highs. It seemed like week after week, the market kept climbing, right? But eventually, what happens? Markets cooled down, right? They needed to breathe. And so it's been a while. But if y'all didn't know, if y'all been under a rock, guys, Bitcoin made an all-time new high this week yet again. Drop some ones if your Bitcoin bags are looking good. Drop some ones if your Bitcoin bags are just, sheesh. Like, man, I'm grateful. I'm grateful every single day for the opportunity that we have to invest in the future of money. Guys, whose Bitcoin's bags are looking good? Drop those ones. Keep those ones coming if those Bitcoin bags are looking good. Bitcoin is a new retirement plan. Hell yeah, it is. Hell yeah, it is. And if you guys are brand new here on the call, I want to also know as well, right? Drop some nines. If this is your first crypto session you've been on, drop some nines. Drop some nines if this is the first time you're here with us today. Welcome. Welcome, Derek. Welcome, Righteous One. Welcome, guys. Welcome, Luis. Glad you guys are here. Grateful for you guys. All of you guys who are tuning in week after week. Gyro, Marcellus. I see you guys, the OGs. I appreciate you guys as well, Tyler. Yo, you guys tune in every single week. Y'all are what I do this for, right? The whole idea is to pass along the knowledge, to share what I've learned, to help you guys. We dive into the markets every week. We look at what Bitcoin is doing. We look at what Ethereum is doing. We look at the market as a whole, and every single week, it's a great time for us to just to kind of review what's happened, to kind of take a look at our bags, how they're doing, right? The name of the game here, guys, we're not day trading here. We're building bags. We're building portfolios, right? And we're holding on for the long term because 2021 has already been an insane first month. And we're only 10 days in the second month, and we're already making more highs. We're already making highs yet again on Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the works. So, guys, we're here to educate. We're here to share ideas, and ultimately, I am not a financial advisor. I have to say that every time. You can't sue me. Do your own research, right? Invest what you can afford to lose. Do not invest next month's rent. Don't do that. Been there. It's not worth it, right? So understand that what we're doing here is what we're trying to do. The idea is to build a portfolio in cryptocurrencies, something that will allow our money to work for us, right? Another stream of revenue. You guys are learning how to day trade. You're learning how to build a business, and you're learning how to invest in cryptos. But yeah, here tonight, guys, we're going to be talking all about cryptocurrency, how to invest, what you need to know, what's going on. And yeah, let's just jump right into it, guys. Let's do it. Let me pull up my screen. Also, for anybody who's new, feel free to drop any questions you have in the chat box at any time, right? That's what I'm here to do, is to answer any questions you guys might have. And yeah, so we can kind of take the session wherever it might go if you guys have some good questions. But let's take a look at Bitcoin, guys. Let's pull it back up here to this weekly time frame. Let's even pull it back to the monthly, because that monthly close for January was a little bit sketchy. Who else was kind of like, damn, look at that big old wick. We kind of lost some momentum, but as we've seen here, the first 10 days of February have rallied right back, right? We obviously have another 18 days for this candle to close. But these weekly candles as well, checking on this weekly time frame, that $30,000 price point was the level that we are looking at. And this 618, the 1.618 extension, notice how we never got a close beneath that on the weekly, right? We never got a close beneath that on the weekly, and that $30,000 level held, right? But how many of you guys, be honest with me, guys. How many of you guys were feeling a little bit of FUD? FUD. Maybe you've seen that word before, FUD, and you're like, FUD, what is that? FUD stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. How many of you guys, be real, just drop, say me. Be real if you were feeling some fear and uncertainty and doubt about the crypto market over the last couple of weeks. Where'd my chat box go? I want to know who's real. Who said just a little. me. Yeah, me too, guys. Like in these sort of market conditions, right, where prices, creating lower lows, lower highs, and we started to see articles come out on the news, the first couple of weeks, it was very silly. It was people saying that, Bitcoin is very risky, right? JP Morgan comes out and says Bitcoin is very risky after they've been buying it by the thousands, right? They had lots of different fraud. You had the whole potential wallet hacking, right? Potential double spend, which was fake, which didn't even actually happen. Right. So you had a lot of different things that were going on in the market the last couple of weeks that, hold on, guys, there we go, that might have gotten you a little bit scared. Maybe made you kind of like reconsider, like, shit, is this it for Bitcoin? Is 40K the top? Like, are we done? Like, are we going to start crashing now? And that's exactly what the market is designed to do, guys. It's designed to start freaking people out, because what happened, when Bitcoin broke 20,000, it went straight to 30, and we didn't really see a significant pullback, or it went straight to 40, from 20,000 to 40, right? And this is where a lot of people first saw Bitcoin, right? During Christmas, right? During the beginning of the year. This is when people got excited about it, right? And so for after the 8th of January, for basically the rest of January, price did nothing but actually just fall, right? But key thing here to notice on this daily, guys, I've been telling you how important these psychological levels are, how important the whole levels are. We never got to close beneath $30,000 on the daily time frame. And every single time Bitcoin dipped beneath 30,000, it pushed right back up very strong. There was so much demand for Bitcoin underneath 30,000. Right, it didn't even stay beneath 30,000 on a 4-hour time frame. Let's see on a 1-hour time frame if we even got to close beneath 30,000. Barely on the 1 hour. So you had all of 2 hours right here, 2 hours right there, 4 hours right there to get Bitcoin under $30,000 over the last month. And if you're seeing this the way I'm seeing this, that is just a major sign that there's still so much demand for Bitcoin even at $30,000, right? I know a lot of people, and I haven't marked up here. I haven't marked up that $25,000 gap. How many people, again, be honest with me, how many of y'all were waiting for Bitcoin to hit $27,000 or 25,000? How many people were waiting for this pullback? And this is something I talk about every week, guys. And this is going to lead me into getting your weekly dollar cost averaging advice, opinions, right? Nobody here was waiting for it. I know a couple of you all were. I saw you on the chat. But I'm not here to call names. I'm not here to point fingers at anybody. I'm just here to say that, guys, if you're waiting for these massive pullbacks to happen, if you're waiting for your imbalance to get filled, you're going to be stuck waiting without a bag. How many people, when it got to 20,000, wanted it to come fill this imbalance right here? Oh, yeah, it's going to come back to 12,000. How many people wanted that to happen? A lot. And this is, like I said, I'm not trying to call shots here, but I'm just trying to say, like, Bitcoin is a beast that works like no other market. It doesn't have an ability to compare. So the way that we understand the markets, that, they have to fill these imbalances. Well, no, they don't. And that's why I'm saying this and sharing this with you guys, because I don't want you guys to be left on the sidelines without any bags. To, be sitting there waiting, okay, when should I buy a Bitcoin? Well, I see it here and I see this imbalance here, and in Forex, that's probably going to come back down and take an imbalance and keep going. Well, in Bitcoin, it doesn't really do that. And what I want to show and point out here, guys, is we had a really, really clear indication that price was going to reverse. We had a clear indication here on technical analysis that price was going to reverse. When this price movement happened, right? And we broke all our previous structure here. We had changed from this downtrend here, lower lows, lower highs, into an uptrend. That was for me and Picasso and all of IM, most of IM, to the signal that, okay, price is about to start climbing again. What we do, we broke structure. And Bitcoin does work on a technical level in terms of coming back to certain positions that it needs to. For example, look at this 1 hour, how we basically prices shot out of a cannon right here from this price zone, and of course it tagged it back. And if you enter that day trade, I mean, this was called on by a lot of people in the community, by a lot of people in our chats. Right, the day trades on Bitcoin has been insane, catching that run up and again making that new high. But now all indications, again, on all of our higher time frames have flipped back over to being very bullish. Right, again, for about 3 or 4 weeks, we were bearish here. We were very bearish, but price breaking this high here gave us our pullback and our extension higher to make us very bullish again. My eyes now for short-term price areas, again, is going to be that last candle where price kind of got stuck at, and then we see how price explode. Those were where the orders came in for Bitcoin to go higher. And so I'm looking at this last zone for day trading opportunities for Bitcoin to continue up its way towards $50,000. I think the $50,000 mark is the next huge level to watch. Like I said, Bitcoin loves whole levels. It loves whole levels. So $50,000 is my next target for Bitcoin, right? Well, potentially, are we going to get all the way back here? We don't have to, right? But if we do, that looks like a great place to potentially look for a long on Bitcoin if you're going to be trading it on margin as well. Obviously, stay tuned to the Swipecoin app. Stay tuned to Crypto Picasso sessions, right? Though they are calling out so many pips on Bitcoin, it's insane. But that's the region I'm looking at for Bitcoin on a margin trade. But getting back to the point of what I was even started talking about this price analysis with, which is how that we invest in Bitcoin, right? Because we do a little bit of day trading here and there, right? We're able to identify opportunities in Bitcoin and do some day trading. But really, the best way you want to expose yourself to this market is by buying and holding Bitcoin. Guys, Bitcoin isn't just a fad that's going to be going up this year. Bitcoin's played out over many, many price cycles. It's been around for about 10 years now. And as you can see, this year is just the continuation of the cycle that we've seen Bitcoin play out every 4 years. It has to do with the halving, right? I have lots of videos in depth of this on my YouTube. Let me show you guys where that is. Oops, I want to cancel that page. Shameless plug here, guys. Follow me, subscribe to me on YouTube. I upload these sessions every single week. I have all of the old sessions recorded, right? I have lots of bonus videos, basics, how to set up wallets. I even have a video in Spanish now. So definitely take advantage of this. Lots of free value here if you want to check out my old sessions. And I definitely have a session talking about these cycles. But yes, Bitcoin's going to continue to grow, right? It's going to continue to grow this year. We have price predictions of it getting to $150,000 to $300,000 by the end of the year. So how do you take advantage of that? Because we're only at $44,000 right now, right? And how do you take advantage of knowing the fact that Bitcoin is going to keep growing this year, right? How do you take advantage of that? Well, what we employ and how we invest into this market is we do something called dollar cost averaging. Whoops, let me go back to Bitcoin. We do something called dollar cost averaging, guys. What that means is that we're investing on a regular time interval, such as every month, every week, every 2 weeks, maybe every day, whatever fits your investment desires, right? But the idea is creating a way to invest in the market where you're taking a certain amount of money and putting it in every single week, regardless of where the price is at. Because here's the thing, guys. If let's say you would have started getting into Bitcoin here, first time you saw Bitcoin's at $40,000. That was the first time you hopped on my session, right? And you're like, damn, I've been wanting to get in Bitcoin. Well, guess what? This last month, you had a perfect opportunity to start buying. Even if you started buying here at $40,000, then you bought the next day here, 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 right? Your average price that you're going to be getting Bitcoin isn't 40,000. It's going to be getting, you could have potentially got an average price of Bitcoin around 34, 35, because you're entering every single day and you're averaging your way into the market. It doesn't have to be every day. It could be every week, it could be every month, whatever is comfortable for you. But like I said, generally speaking, what you want to do is you want to take 10% of whatever you make and pay yourself with it, right? Pay yourself in crypto. Buy some Bitcoin with 10% of what you make. Trust me, guys, you will not miss that 10%. You can live on 90% of the income that you're currently making. You can live on that. You can afford. And I don't want to hear anybody's excuses. This is where I get my name. I'm savage with y'all. Like, nobody has an excuse not to invest in this technology, especially with the information and understanding that you guys have here. I don't care. There's no excuses. If it's even as little as $10 a week, that's something, right? That's something. In a month, you'd have $50, $40 invested, right? And how fast crypto moves, that 50, 100, that $50 could easily double to $100 within a couple of weeks, right? And for you guys who've been on the sessions, we've been talking about this since back here. Dollar cost averaging back here, right? One of my personal friends came out this weekend to visit me, and he wanted to get a pretty good amount of money into the market. And he said, what should I do? Should I just jump in all right now with this large sum? And I said, absolutely not. Average your way into the market. Because no matter when you start averaging, the way that Bitcoin works over a longer time frame of 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, you're going to be in profits, right? You're going to be in profits. And what you don't want to do is go all in here and then see your account, see your bags going in red for almost 2 weeks, and then you get scared and you sell and it goes right back up. But if you're averaging your way in, slowly exposing yourself, it just is an easier way, and it's a time-proven method into investing in this market, dollar cost averaging, right? And so that's exactly what we do into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the works is that we're dollar cost averaging. A lot of people ask me, when Bitcoin makes an ultimate high, well, you're going to buy it? It's at a high. Yeah, I am, because I was buying it back here. Why would I not be buying it up here? And so you're buying all the time, and it's almost like you don't even have to worry about it. You just set it up. You can set those kind of things up on Coinbase. You can set up an auto buy. And for those of you guys who have been auto buying, give me some love. Drop some 4s or 5s in the chat if your guys' auto buys are in profits. Like if the auto buys you've been doing have been making you guys money. Drop some 4s in the chat. Drop some 4s in the chat. And so don't take my word. You have everybody else here, lots of social proof here of people who, hop on the questions, set up auto buys, and literally it's that easy. You don't have to make this complicated. What I want to do for you guys here every week is give you that confidence that you have someone watching the market for you, right? You have the whole community watching the market, but you have a guide here to really build your portfolio and to guide you into this market, because I understand probably a lot of you guys are very busy. You guys might work jobs, you might have kids, or you might have other responsibilities. And so not everybody has all the time in the world to be trading or looking at the markets. And that's a beautiful thing about Bitcoin. You set up an auto buy and you forget about it. It's time efficient, right? It's very time efficient. And we hop on once a week, every week, to review what's been happening, right? So let's move on. Bitcoin looking good. We're going to 50K, right? 50K will be a key level to watch. We're going to see if we actually do decide to come all the way fill back this imbalance. It looks likely, right? It looks likely. Remembering, when we see these big impulses on small time frames, those are usually the key or the sign that another rally is coming. And then you guys, if you didn't know what happened this week that basically caused this price movement, you can see here on the 8th of February, there was a very, he's a troll, guys. He's a troll. Elon Musk has been talking about Dogecoin for how many, he was talking about Dogecoin. And then, honestly, I personally think that he was talking about Dogecoin to distract everybody from Bitcoin so he could get his Bitcoin. He trolled the whole internet. Elon Musk was never buying Dogecoin. He was trying to distract everybody while he bought Bitcoin. This is the guy who's went on Joe Rogan's podcast and smoked weed publicly, knowing that it would tank his own stock so he could buy it back cheaper. He's a troll, but he's also a chess player. He knows what the fuck he's doing. And obviously Tesla buying $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. Look at the day this came out, Monday, February 8th. What happened to Bitcoin that day? It exploded, right? The market reacted. Everyone's like, damn, Bitcoin, Tesla's getting into Bitcoin? Holy shit. And the market pumped up all the way up to 48.5. 48,200 on this chart, right? And so now we're seeing the continuation of that move. We're seeing the retracement, totally normal, totally healthy, right? But here's the thing with something like this happening. When does Apple take a look at what Tesla did and they say, damn, Apple has definitely been trying to compete with Tesla in terms of making electric vehicles, right? They're also a very forward tech company. And when you have one of the industry leading companies, and they have about 15 billion in cash reserves, they put 10% into Bitcoin of their cash reserves. Most companies in the past have been only putting about 1%, right? And this right here is, to me, is seeing institutional FOMO. I think we're going to see that going forward, is that now every other company in America is seeing what Tesla is buying Bitcoin, and the FOMO is only going to keep going, right? Like I said, there was so much demand for Bitcoin at $30,000. We didn't get really underneath it. And shout out to you guys that were accumulating, that were getting their bags, that were averaging into this. This was an amazing opportunity here to get more Bitcoin before we keep up. And these pullbacks aren't going to be very long, guys. If we remember going back from 2017, right, seeing this last run up, we had a similar pattern happen here, right, when we crossed a high, and then we saw maybe 1, 2, 3 more bearish weeks for the rest of the year. The rest of the year was just straight growth. And like we said, these things move fast, they move quick, and that's why you just set it up average, and you average your way in. Because when Tesla is averaging their way into Bitcoin, because guys, they can't just buy 1.5 billion in one order. That took multiple orders. But Tesla, I guarantee you, has been averaging into Bitcoin long before this article came out. Grayscale is continuing to average into Bitcoin, right? Grayscale. This is one of the biggest places where you can buy Bitcoin in terms of if you're a traditional investor, right? This is a fund that basically gives you exposure to crypto. And so if these institutions, if PayPal, if Twitter, Twitter Bitcoin, you can look up all these amazingly huge companies, you know, they're considering now, Twitter is considering adding Bitcoin to its balance sheet. Their CEO, the guy, what's his name? I think it's Jack Dorsey. You know, he's part of Square, PayPal. You know, they're all pretty much in the same community. They're offering crypto payments, things like this, and so it's only a matter of time before, you know, Twitter makes a high-profile buy of Bitcoin. And guess what? That news is going to hit a lot after they are actually buying. Guys, if institutions, there are even universities. I think it was Harvard. There's major institutions, Harvard and Yale. Guys, if institutions are averaging their way into crypto, why aren't you? What's it going to take for you? If you haven't bought Bitcoin yet, what's it going to take for you? Are you going to wait till it hits 100,000? Elon Musk is buying Bitcoin. You don't think the rest of the world is going to start buying Bitcoin as well? And so don't get caught in the FOMO. Don't just throw your money in it, right? Set up a dollar cost average, set up a plan. If that's something you guys want to talk about, you know, you maybe you're considering it, you've been on edge, you just need a little more assurance and you'd like some more guidance, feel free to DM me. I'm always open to hop on a call, talk about how you can set up a wallet, talk you through it, walk you through it, set up a game plan that's right for you and your financial situation. Like, I'm always down for that, guys. So hit me up. I'm not a financial advisor, but hit me, if you need my help, let me know, right? And so again, cryptocurrency, we're just getting started. This daily candle is actually one of the largest daily candle that we've ever seen in crypto. And of course it happened on that day, right? Of course it happened on that day. But let's check out our favorite Ethereum, one of our also favorite protocols. We think this thing is so bullish. Seeing these last couple of weeks here, you know, we slowed down here at this all-time high, but we broke through it last week. And again, we're in price discovery right now with Ethereum. And that's very exciting because when price gets into price discovery, who knows what's going to happen, right? This is that zone I was looking at. And I think I marked the zone on you guys last week when we really dove into the technicals. We tapped into it just for a second. And we've rallied since. But the new zone I'm looking at, I got my eyes on this zone right here, guys. I got my eye on that zone right here I like to give out a little value for my day traders as well. But Ethereum, same thing goes here, guys. We're buying in, we're averaging in, because Ethereum is set up just to explode. Being at just getting into these new price ranges, you know, we have targets on Ethereum set up at $5,000 and $10,000. Woo! That's exciting. That's exciting. Just to finish out this TA with our top altcoins, Polkadot continuing to climb. Now we're at the $25 level, right? We tapped into that zone again, guys. These zones are crazy. If you put these on your charts and you're watching them on the day trading, sheesh, some opportunities out there. But Polkadot shown here at $25. It's been a great play for us as well. I see Polkadot with three-figure potential. Definitely in this next year. Chainlink, where the Link Marines at? Drop a 1 if you're a Link Marine. I know my man Marcel's on that Link Marine squad. Chainlink, guys, all these cryptos, like, this is very healthy price action. You love to see it, right? You love to see prices make higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, right? And it's not like these prices are just exploding into the atmosphere, into the stratosphere. Right? This is what you want to see when you're investing in a project. You know, this nice, slow, steady daily growth. And again, that zones that we're marking out here every Wednesday for my day traders. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. And we're riding. $50 is where I have my eye set for Link. And my Cardano fans, look at this. Please. I don't know if anybody caught this day trade, but like, it's insane. It's insane watching these cryptos. And Cardano has been absolutely on a tear. This is our top performer of the week for sure. Up to 90 cents. We're almost at $1. We've been talking about it ever since we broke our structure and been these 30-cent point. I know some people in the family were getting into Cardano under 10 cents. Congratulations to you. You're up probably 10x on your money. Congrats to you guys. And this is going to be a good year. I'm really, really excited about Cardano right now, actually. Take a little time to talk about Cardano. I haven't really talked a lot about it. But they have a very, very, very big release, a very big upgrade coming to their to their network, to their protocol. It's called Gogan. This is the implementation of their smart contracts. Smart contracts, or you can think of it just like smart money. You can make apps that work with money. So, like think of like a real estate contract. What if you could write that in an app and a code? You didn't need a real estate agent to like write the contract or review the contract. So you can build all these applications without having intermediaries like a bank or real estate agent to execute business. And so this is the whole rage on Ethereum right now. DeFi, all of this DeFi contract, all of this, guys, DeFi, these are smart contracts built on top of Ethereum. But as we've mentioned in the past, Ethereum is by far head and shoulders the biggest smart contract platform where you can build dApps on. And as we see the DeFi, which are the most successful dApps in crypto, which have the most money in them, they're all built on Ethereum because to this point, Ethereum has had the best smart contract ecosystem. They've been the best platform. Think of them like the Apple, the iOS, right? But now Cardano is coming out. They're about to launch their smart contracts, and I think that is going to have a huge impact on price, a huge impact on price. And that's coming out in March. And like I said, this is very exciting because now people will be able to build things on top of Cardano. So you will see Cardano-based applications coming to the market. Like I said, our favorite Ethereum-based applications are Aave, Uniswap, things like that. And so it's exciting to see that Cardano is going to be getting into DeFi, getting into smart contracts, and this is going to be huge. Like Cardano is a platform that's been around for a while. They are very slow in how they grow and what they do, but look at this weekly accumulation spike, break of structure again. This is where we decided to start getting into this project, right? And I have Cardano targets that set at $5. Even breaking the last time high, we got a high here at $1.4. I think Cardano will cruise past that to make all-time new highs, especially with the excitement surrounding the launch of their smart contract platform. This is a community that's really, really strong. I think there's going to be a lot of development on Cardano. I think potentially even you might see some Ethereum apps migrate to Cardano. If Cardano is better, is faster, and it does work. It's a lot of ifs, but it looks promising. Like these guys have been working on this for years. And so I'm really, really excited for Cardano and what the network has going on for it. And the price is amazing. Here's a perfect opportunity, guys, to reiterate how important dollar cost averaging is, because if you look at this chart, you don't really want to buy something like this, right? That just probably goes against all your instincts as a trader. Like you're looking at this, damn, this thing's got a high, like high. Like I don't want to buy that, right? But let's rewind it to right here. Will it work? Where's my rewinder? It won't rewind. But let's say you were looking at the price right here. Same thing, all-time high, right? But price it has continued up since then. And so, guys, I'm not in the business of sniping entries on my bags, on my long-term holdings. If you're building a long-term holding, you don't need to snipe the market. And in fact, you will probably more than likely not have any bags if that is your strategy to long-term investing. That's what I try to iterate every week and try to show you guys is like, yeah, these cryptos are crazy. Yeah, Cardano has just seen nothing but bullishness, right? But if you've been averaging in, you're chill, you're good, right? Because even if it starts going down, you're still good because you're still averaging in. Now you're getting lower prices. If it keeps going up, you're still good because you were buying here and here and here. Like the way that these things are very volatile and they move fast, right? And so there's no need to like try to wait and put limit orders on these things when you could just start your dollar cost averaging because you believe in it long term, and especially when we're looking at this weekly time frame. And like, dude, this thing's going to $5, right? It's insane. It's insane how much these cryptos are growing. Let's go over our top DeFi plays. Aave, who's got an Aave bag? Drop a 3 if you got an Aave bag. Dude, this shit is crazy. This shit is crazy. Another perfect example. You might have been looking at Aave at 200 and be like, it's going to pull back. No, it's not. You might have been looking at 300. It's going to pull back. No, it's not. You might have been looking at 400. It's going to pull back. Still hasn't. And so these cryptocurrencies, guys, we're in 2021. We're entering a bull market. We're entering into euphoria. We're entering into the point where prices go crazy. We're not trying to, like I said, throw a big fat stack at this market at highs. That's why we average in. But one of my buddies, he was asking me the exact same thing. The same guy, he's averaging, dude, Aave at $400. You think it's gonna come back down lower? I'm like, it might. I have a zone I'm looking at on the daily. It might, but it might not. It might just keep going. So you don't even need to take the chance. Just start your average and start averaging in. I've taken some profits on Aave hitting $500, right? And again, this depends on where you got in. I got into Aave at $33. So being up over 1,000%, over 10xing my money, that was a nice bag to turn in, right? And you can't go broke taking profits. Aave, I think, is going to keep going. We've just broken out of this range. 500 is kind of seeming like a hard level to hold. And, now we're above 500, holding 500. We've broken the structure. I mean, it looks ready to make another leg. Looks ready to make another leg up. Next take profit for us guys is going to be $1,000. So you're like, wait, why'd you sell if you think it's going to keep going up? Well, it could also just keep going down, right? What if this is actually the point where it pulls back and it does take this and goes up, right? And so you always want to take profits because the name of this game, altcoins are going to make you money. Bitcoin's going to know how you're going to keep it, right? And I've been able to increase my Bitcoin stack by over 300% in the last couple of months with just altcoins. Like, I had an X amount of Bitcoin. I've been able to turn it into 3 times more Bitcoin because I used altcoins, put my US dollars into altcoins, trade those altcoins back into Bitcoin, right? If you bought an Aave token for $50 and it's sitting at 500, I'll take that trade. I'll sell one of them, right? You can sell a little bit of your stack. Take your profits. You can never go wrong taking profits, especially when you see parabolic price action. Like, Aave's been on a tear from 100 to 5. It didn't slow down. It could, it definitely, maybe it's probably necessary. But at the same time, we're not completely getting out of this position because it could also just keep going, right? But it's good to average in and average out. Same thing, right? Uniswap, let's check Uni. Same thing. We've had a nice week. We've had this weekly chart just continue to rise up. We're looking at that $25 range. We haven't quite touched it yet, but again, Uniswap is very, very bullish as well. We have price targets we can wait for, but again, sometimes you might mark up a price target and it never even hits. So Uni, again, just climbing. DeFi is just continuing to grow. And then I'm going to point out Graph. This has been one that we called way back here at 40-50 cents towards the end of January. It was another one I added to the list of coins that I was going to be watching. Guys, when I drop coins, I'm not dropping coins that I'm not invested in, right? I'm putting my money where my mouth is when I'm talking about these things. And Graph has been a project that's doing amazing. This is that ICO price pattern that we talked about last week. If you're like, what the heck is that? Again, check out my video right here to deep dive into the crypto technicals. We were talking a lot about the price patterns that these cryptos do when they come out, which includes a strong push, breakdown, retrace, break a structure, and then we're off. We're off to the races. And I love Graph's potential. It still has a pretty low market cap, and we're at $1.20. We're at $1.20. We're up 3x in a couple of weeks. And like I said, these things are so damn bullish. I'm just going to keep on buying more. I don't know about y'all, but I'm loading up these bags continually. And like I said, I'm calling out the prices where I'm also taking profits, right? Or we're taking profits here because the craziest thing is, of the people in 2017 who are in crypto, I heard there's crazy numbers, there's crazy stories out there, but I've heard as high as up to 90% of people who became millionaires in 2017 because crypto exploded never actually realized those gains. Meaning they saw it on their Coinbase, on their Cash App, and their Exodus, wherever. They saw it in their wallet, literally hit $1 million in valuation. But guess what? They never pressed the sell button. They never took the profits. So that was never even real for them. 90% of the people who became millionaires didn't actually become millionaires in real life because they never pressed sold. They never pressed the sell button. Right, so that's why we're talking about take profits and ways to get out before we even get in. We have an exit plan before we even enter. You should have one too, right? I really believe this market is going to have a great 2021. Most of my coins, I've actually cut down on the amount that I'm entering into the market because I have good positions built. I have a comfortable position built in a lot of the coins I want to invest in. There could potentially be more opportunities. I'm always looking for more opportunities to get in. But if you're like myself and you've been investing in this market, since the summer, prices are at highs, right? I'm transitioning now from accumulating positions into taking profits. That's very exciting, right? It's very exciting to be now in the position where other people are coming into the market, other people are getting excited, and we've been involved. We've had these bags. We're the ones selling at the highs, not buying, right? That's the position you want to be in, right? But if you're new to the market, don't worry. You're not too late. I do believe, like most of these projects I'm showing you guys, I do believe they're going to make much higher price targets. Like, and that's the thing, guys. I got into Bitcoin. Let me show you guys where I got into Bitcoin. And I thought then I was getting in at the high. I thought I was late. I thought I was late to Bitcoin back in 2017 when I got into Bitcoin here at 6,000. I thought I was late, right? And it still ended up going up another 3x, right? But the point is that you want to be able to get out with profits. Nobody wants to watch their bags blow up on their phone and then a week later they're gone, because that's how fast it's going to crash when it does. And it's going to crash, guys. It's going to crash. And so the name of this game, the name of what I've been doing, and the point of these sessions is to point out opportunities to you guys, point out interesting projects. At the end of the day, you need to do your own research. Like, I think I have been pretty savage in the past. Actually, I've switched over to CoinGecko now. It's kind of a habit that I type in CoinMarketCap. But I think I've been savage in the past and telling people, like, and maybe this is something you need to hear again. Maybe you never heard this, but if you can't tell me what Chainlink is, why the hell do you have Chainlink tokens? You need to do your research. And like this webinar, this is the real talk, guys. Like that's just kind of who I am as a person. Give it to you guys real and blunt, because I want to, it's out of love. I want to save you guys from making the same mistakes I did. But just hopping on my calls and knowing that I'm bullish on Chainlink, Uniswap, Aave, and then you just decide to go ahead and buy those tokens, like, can you make money? Sure. Do some people do it? Yep. But really, what's really going to allow you to profit and it's really going to allow you to understand and really be comfortable with your investments is doing your own research. It's really dope. You can go into CoinGecko, you can look at Aave, you can see how many tokens there are. You can go look at their Reddit. There's so many links and so much information out here, and you can see the about Aave, the history of it, all the things that have happened, right? And I've done this research. That's why I'm investing. And I'm pointing you guys in the places where the research has turned out good. I've done the research, right? But I'm still suggesting that you look into it and don't just take my word for it, because what happens if, God forbid, something happened to me? Now your ability to make money in crypto is lost because you were just following somebody blindly. So do your own research. Like I'm doing a lot of the work for you, but look into it yourself. What the hell is Aave? Why does this work? What are people saying about it? What's on their Facebook about it? You can go look at Reddit and see all about these things that you can see. There's so much information out there, and so you really have no excuse. You have no excuse not to be informed of what you're investing into, right? Do your research. That's all I'm trying to say. Do your own research. You'll thank me for it. You really will. Because what you're really investing into and what you're really researching is the future of money. And you're investing and you're learning about the protocols that could change the world. Bitcoin already is. Ethereum is definitely making some huge, huge, huge impact in the financial industry, like DeFi. Like, it's insane, right? And so these are exciting things to learn about. And like I said, I'm always here to answer any questions you have, talk about anything. I want to kind of open up things here for the chat for questions. What time we got here? 6:44. Man, sometimes I just get on a roll and time just flies. Sheesh. Time just flies. But yeah, guys, any questions? Now's a great time. We can do some questions. Let's look at, I don't know how to do it here on CoinGecko. Let's go back to CoinMarketCap. We're gonna look at some of the top gainers, top losers this week. 7 days for the big winners of the week. Avalanche, never heard of that one. PancakeSwap, we had some people talking about PancakeSwap in here. Congrats to you guys, up almost 183% since last week. Binance Coin's been on a tear at 125, and Cardano's doubled up since we were on the call last week. And oh my god, Dogecoin. Let's talk about Dogecoin. Who wants to talk about Dogecoin? Who wants to talk about Dogecoin? Last 24 hours, we have Status, Icon, Cardano having a great day. Let's see the losers of the week. 10% for Hedge. Nobody's really losing right now in crypto. Only a couple projects. These are stable coins. Only 5 projects in red for the week. And the 24 hours, we have, again, very, very small losses, mostly gains across the board. We have, who's the big jumper this week? Yeah, we had Cardano jump into that number 4 spot temporarily. We had, it's still in number 4 spot. Dope. It's higher than XRP. Yeah. Polkadot still chilling there. We have Aave and Chainlink, or Aave and Uni creeping up on that top 10. But let's talk about Dogecoin, guys. Who wants to talk about Dogecoin? What do you think is going to do? Like Aave and Uniswap. Oh, man, I totally missed his chat box. You think it's smart to, let me go through this and then we'll talk about Dogecoin. Do you think it's smart to sell some Bitcoin at highs and buy altcoins when those move to stable coins and then repeat? Yeah, Kevin, I mean, if you understand, like, here's the thing, it depends on how confident you market. The reason I always talk about, it depends on how confident you are in yourself and your own trading. The reason I always talk about dollar cost averaging and just setting up and forgetting about it, because I think that's the easiest way for anybody to get involved in cryptocurrency. Like, I could show my mom or my grandma how to set up an auto buy on Coinbase with their debit card, and they could be investing in this and gaining the exposure and having their money grow for them with just a couple presses of a button one day, and they forget about it, right? So for the brand new person to trading to investing, that's the easiest way to go about this, right? That's where you start, as you start with averaging into Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? The more you get into the sessions, the more you get into crypto. Maybe you've been on here for a couple months, you're like looking at these altcoin bags and you're like, damn, these are really booming. I can make more money on altcoins, which is true. Altcoins will make you more money than Bitcoin because they're smaller and they have more room to go, but they're also much riskier. So understand, when you're getting into altcoins, you're taking on more risk, which is Bitcoin is almost the guarantee. There's no such thing. But if there is one in crypto, it's Bitcoin, because if Bitcoin fails, everything fails. And so it's like the more you get into this, the more you can play those games. Yes, you're swing trading altcoins. We talk about Bitcoin dominance, and we've been watching that. And this is probably the last chart to analyze. On this weekly time frame, Bitcoin dominance is still falling. We do have to see if Johnny dropped a good setup in here. This price range will be interesting to see if we bounce off of it. But looking at the weekly and the exhaustion that we've seen this week, it does look like we could still see Bitcoin dominance continue to fall, which doesn't mean that Bitcoin price is going to fall, because Bitcoin's already shot up to 48. So if Bitcoin just kind of, slightly moves up, kind of slowly climbs to 50, that's totally cool, because Bitcoin against US dollar is completely different than Bitcoin dominance in the whole market. Bitcoin dominance could continue to fall and Bitcoin prices continue to rise. But what this is going to mean is that altcoins are going to outperform Bitcoin. When Bitcoin is trending up on Bitcoin dominance, this is when Bitcoin is outperforming the market, right? But when Bitcoin is falling, which happens longer, I see the Bitcoin spikes is really fast, but the Bitcoin pullbacks is long and drawn out. Those are the times to get into alts. Those are the times where, Uniswap, Aave, Ethereum have destroyed Bitcoin in January. Right? That's why I dropped the altcoin video on the first week of January, because we were looking at this Bitcoin dominance and we saw the break of structure. We saw the pullback and we were ready for this to continue. I marked it up in my trading view. We called it out. Everybody in here who's been in the session is probably up 300-400% on most of your altcoins. It's amazing, right? But the name of the game, yes, is to make money with altcoins, convert it back, and keep it with Bitcoin, right? This is something we're going to continue to watch. I still think we're going to tap into this level. I still think we're going to tap back into these levels before that down here, 57%, right? I see this as a major, major trend starting to develop here. And if this high is to break, right, this is our structure here: lower, low, higher, high, lower, higher, low, higher, high. So we're still waiting for this structure. If that's going to break, then man, altcoins are going to have a great, great year. But at the time being, we're still bullish. So again, we got to watch this price area, and then we're going to watch this price area to see if it plays off that. So these are the two previous structures we're looking at on Bitcoin dominance, right? And seeing the bounce there. But for time being, we're still on alts. We're taking profits on alts. We're converting to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is how you keep it. Some people like to convert to USD, reinvest into other altcoins, whatever you want to do. But yeah, that is the name of the game. If you're more into it, is accumulating the alts, selling them for Bitcoin, right? And just increasing your Bitcoin stack. Like you said, that's exactly how I've been able to triple my Bitcoin stack, is with altcoins, right? With altcoins. So that's exactly what we're talking about. Great questions, guys. Buy altcoin, catch bag to catch bag, move to Bitcoin. Exactly. Use stablecoins for protocols. Yep. I have a question right now. I have a 200% gain of Cardano. Do you recommend me to swap the initial investment to Bitcoin again? Yeah. And it depends. Like, here's the thing. Everybody has different timelines. I am still holding my altcoin bags and for the rest of the year because I think they will peak out much later in the year. But in the meantime, you see 200% in your portfolio. And the way I look at it is like, if you see a number in your portfolio, you're like, damn, take it. Take it. You can't go broke taking profits. You don't have to sell your entire, like, Juan, you don't have to sell your entire Cardano stack, but that's a great way to do it. Is some people like to just take out what they put in, right? So like, let's say you put $100 in and it goes up to $500, take out your 100. Now the rest is risk-free. You're playing with house money and you still have a moon bag. And now you're able to reinvest that money. Now it's risk-free. It's like putting your stop loss at break even on an altcoin trade. Because what we're doing is we're really swing trading, right? What do I think ETH's going to do? I think it's going to keep climbing. Can you check out Decenter, DEC? You can skip Dogecoin. Would you buy it if it moves to a much higher price? Yes, I would. Always buying these coins. I think we're going up all the way. Babcoin. I can let me look at these two coins for you guys. I think the token was DEC, what Peter dropped. The DEC. I think I'm giving some government shit. Let me see if I had that ticker right. Decenter. I don't know if you typoed that or if that's what it was. Decenter. There we go. Yeah, there's no typo. So Peter's too smart to make a typo. Your data is valuable. This is definitely obviously has a huge data, right? You guys all know Google steals your data. They sell it. Facebook steals your data. Facebook's not for you guys. You're the product. So data is huge, and this is definitely something I know a lot of blockchains are like these. There are a lot of things I think in blockchain world that are like, yeah, that blockchain is going to help us with that. Like that's a problem that we have that blockchain can solve. Example, data. Example, real estate. Example, supply chain. Let me check out BAB real quick too before I finish what I was saying about that. BAB. What is BAB? So something like Decentra where it's going to like obviously create a decentralized system to storing data, right? And give us like the problem to give us a solution to the problem that we have with centralized companies stealing our data and selling it. The problem, this is not a problem. My opinion is this. And I think in crypto, you have to really choose what niche you want to understand and what niche you want to get into. I'm into DeFi because I see real money locked into DeFi protocols. I see people making interest on DeFi protocols. I see real use cases for DeFi, and especially what happened with GameStop. Robinhood turned off trading. That's bullshit. DeFi fixes that. You can't turn off Uniswap. So DeFi is something that's really, really needed. And example of what happened in the markets last week with the manipulation of GameStop, AMC, is the exact bull case for DeFi. DeFi completely limits it. So I see DeFi as things that are not just potential solutions, but real working solutions right now. Because another example, when the internet first came out, internet came out in the 80s, guys. Like we're basically in like 1999 of the internet for the blockchain. Like 2021, we're like still in 1999. We're still in dial-up for blockchain, right? For example, when the internet first came out, video chatting was something that they knew was going to be a thing. They knew, whoa, it would be so cool if we could video chat, stream, like Zoom, like this was something people could conceptualize way back in the 80s and 90s when the internet was created. But guess how long it took them to actually do that, to actually achieve that? 20-some years. It took 20-some years for us to actually have video chatting, to have Netflix, to have video streaming. And so I'm no expert, and this is just my opinion, but when I see projects like this with data, with real estate, with supply chains, and I got to check into BAB, what BAB is. And if I can't really understand what a project is on a first look at their webpage, it's really kind of, I'm already disinterested because I'm thinking about an investor. If you look at this website and you don't know what this is, building a financially inclusive services for the world. How many crypto projects say, oh, we're going to include everybody in finance, or they want to be a payment network? This is the most overdone thing in crypto. Stellar Lumens, XRP, like how many? This is the most overused use case for any crypto project. And so I'm blunt, I'm savage, I'm just giving you guys my real opinions. If it's not DeFi, I probably don't give a shit. Just straight up honest. Like if it's a crypto and it's not DeFi, I don't care, because I just see us like supply chain. I see blockchain solutions that aren't DeFi being years out in real world adoption real world money being invested. When I see DeFi protocols working today with real money in them, that's where I'm investing my money. I don't want to invest in real products, not promised products, not like potential products. And BAB, like I said, this could be a legit project. This could blow up. I hope I'm wrong. I hope if you're invested in this, I hope you make money. Like I do. I'm not trying to shit on anybody's bags. I'm just saying this is the most overdone thing in crypto. Why would you use BAB? Who the hell is using BAB? Where's their traction? Like what's there going on? And that I'm asking in kind of maybe a condescending way. I don't mean to, but if you're into BAB and you have that information, I'd love to see it, right? But I don't need like BAB is it just doesn't make sense to me straight after the go. Let's look at the BAX tokens, see what they're about. Because like I said, this is fair, inclusive, connected financial services. Well, Bitcoin does that too. So, you know, they might have something here that Bitcoin doesn't. Like I said, you have to look into it more. But for me, if you don't have write in bold letters on your front page of your website, what makes you different from every other crypto when you're just saying we're going to be payment services? There's thousands of other projects that are doing the same thing. So you got to stand apart, and BAB doesn't stand out to me at all. So that's my opinion. You get it bluff, you get it blunt, you get it right real. So if you guys want me to critique your bags, like I said, DeFi is where it's at. I'm all into DeFi because it's like shit really happening. Let's go. I heard why stack Bitcoin rather than anything else like ETH or one of the alts. So Bitcoin is the king. Bitcoin is the king. Bitcoin is a store of value. Bitcoin is proven. Bitcoin is the most secure payment network in the world. It's the most powerful computing network in the world. Bitcoin is king. Like Bitcoin is gold, yo. Like this is the gold rush. The reason why we keep Bitcoin, we stack sats, is because Tesla didn't buy $1.5 billion of Ethereum. He bought $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. Financial institutions like Grayscale, BlackRock, you know, these major institutions that are getting involved in crypto, they might be getting into altcoins, but they're getting Bitcoin. And guys, Tesla didn't buy $1.5 billion of Bitcoin at $30,000 to sell it for 80. He's holding this long term. Banks are going to be holding this long term. People who are investing, institutions, large amount of money in Bitcoin are holding this long term. And I don't really talk about price and predictions like long term very often. But guys, I'm a believer in seeing Bitcoin at 7 figures a coin one day. $1 million+ for a Bitcoin. Guys, we have to realize we're in year number 11 of the existence of this whole thing. Imagine if the internet had a price tag attached to it. How high do you think that number would be 30 some years later after it was created? How high do you think Bitcoin will be in 20 years when the whole world actually understands what it is and what it does? The fact that holding Bitcoin is going to hold your money way better than fiat, that this is digital gold, that this is the most secure and safe payment system we've ever created, that this is censorship-resistant money. When the whole world learns that, where do you think Bitcoin is going to be? Because in the beginning of the internet, everybody, the nerds, they're like, dude, this is going to be so dope. But the Bitcoin internet was so complicated, so it was so far out. People didn't understand it. They couldn't get their hands on it, you know? So it takes a long time for technology and things, new evolutions of ways of doing things to catch on. But now, 25 years later, 30 years later, if you're not online, if you're not on the internet, you probably went out of business this year because of COVID. Same thing will apply to COVID. I mean, same thing will apply to crypto. If you're not in crypto in 20, 30 years, you're going to be in a hard place because you missed the adoption. It's adapt or die in the world we live in today. And this is just getting started. This is just getting started, this wave. So yeah, buy Bitcoin, stack sats, and chill. The only other crypto I think that is even close to having that potential long-term that I think could actually stay around is ETH. The rest is to be determined. I mean, I've talked about ETH in depth on other calls, so there's definitely one on my YouTube where I go really deep into ETH and why I think it is actually the second cryptocurrency that has achieved mainstream staying power, right? The rest of these coins, like DOT, doesn't even have a real network funding right now. You know, Cardano still hasn't launched their networks. Yeah, we can speculate. We're in a crazy point right now where things are going to go up based on hype, you know, just in the cycle. But the real king, the one that has the true staying power, is Bitcoin. Bitcoin, right? Even altcoins like Ethereum, when they hit 1,500 last year, they came all the way back down to $90, right? That's besides the point. But great question. I love the questions. Let me see if there's any more. Heard Rock talking about BAB was super low key. Yeah, definitely. Rock is a savage. He's got more market experience than myself. I can only give you what I think in my head and what I understand about the market, and with cryptocurrency in the 3 going on 4 years I've been researching it, there's a lot of promise, there's a lot of hype, and there's also been a lot of letdowns, and there's been a lot of projects that have failed to deliver on their hype, that didn't never launch anything. Everyone was invested, everyone was hyped. Remember IOTA? Remember how dope that was going to be? Where are they now? Right? So I'm all about people launching real things that are actually working. That's why we're all in on DeFi. What do you think about the Akash network? Never heard of it. Let's look at it. I'll give you my blunt, just pure reaction. First time ever seeing it. Akash network, the unstoppable cloud. Ooh, I like that. That, like I said, that is definitely something that we're gonna need. Cloud is just for DeFi. Wow. Okay. This is on my radar. I'm gonna look into more of this, right? Because they've gotten me, and I also try to think of like how investors are looking at these projects. DeFi NFTs are the big thing, right? A lot of projects also are just putting the word DeFi in their part of their marketing, and they're getting a lot of hype from it, right? So just because it's DeFi doesn't mean I'm like going to buy it or like automatically, yeah, this is a good project, but has me interested. Why? Because of this. Look at this chart, guys. Let's do the year. This is the amount of money being put into DeFi blockchain protocols on Ethereum. Last year at this time, we were at $1.18 billion. Today we have $38 billion. I'm following the money. Guys, it's not easy. I follow the money. The money's going into DeFi. So DeFi things are on my radar. This would be something I'm going to have to look into. Why exactly we need a D-Cloud, what that is, what's important. But this is definitely something that would pique my interest and I would look further into. Right? But to each their own here. And like I said, guys, I'm not trying to shit in your bags. If you're into other things, I know some people are into VeChain. I believe in VeChain. VeChain's got a great use case, great idea. And so invest in what you believe in, invest in what you understand. Like I said, I've chosen to specify in DeFi. I've chosen to go all in that, but choose your niche and like stay there, because there's like, I don't mean that in a bad way, but there's a lot of things in crypto, and it's really easy to get lost in the sauce, So invest in what you understand, invest in what you believe in. Let's see if there's any other chat. People underestimate technology. Definitely do. Adapt or die. I heard about Akash. I was wondering if his cloud is safe. I don't think so, but I don't know for sure. Hey, buddy. My puppy's eating my cords over here. Oh, you want to say hi, everybody? Yeah, guys, want to see my new puppy? What's up? Hey. Oh, yeah, say hi, Corda. Hi. But let me see if you got any more questions. It's decentralized, shouldn't it be safe? Yes, but sometimes people say things are decentralized, like XRP says they're decentralized too. Oh, that's funny shit to me. So, you have to look into those things and actually understand. Akash is able to attack AWS and Google Cloud. Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. Exactly. That is huge. So, that's an interesting protocol. We'll have to watch. And guys, I'm way more of a shopping.io, crypto shopping. This is dope as fuck too. This is why our community is so awesome. So many people are looking into so many different things, right? There's so much opportunities. But last thing I'll wrap this call up on, I know there's other calls going on. The way I invest, guys, I would much rather see a project really gain kind of like some attention in the market and actually like keep it, right? Maybe deliver or something. Because a lot of coins come out, they're very hyped, price goes up, and then they go down and then no one ever hears about them ever again. So I'm a little more conservative investor. Every once in a while, I'll definitely take a chance on Graph. I think I took a little bit of a bigger chance on Graph than I did on normal projects. But I'd much rather see strong technicals, strong adoption, like working networks, some kind of product release. And I'd rather wait to see enough information to prove to me that like, yo, this is something I would invest my money in and stick it in. Because we don't want to chase things here. And a lot of people release a lot of buzzword ideas. It sounds awesome. And if they deliver, it could be amazing. But a lot of times they don't deliver. So I'd rather wait to see some evidence of some sort of delivery on their promise and some sort of like evidence that this team is actually accomplishing what they say they're going to do before I invest. And so, yes, does that limit my upside in catching low cap coins before they launch their networks? Sure. But when you're doubling and tripling your money on what would be considered the high cap coins, why chase the risky 100Xs when you can get, not guaranteed, but DeFi blue chips that still have 3, 4, 5X potential? And that's from the 5X you've already done. So that's the way I go about it. Like I said, I'm investing mostly into the bigger cap coins. because I'm more conservative and I'm holding, right? And, you know, if you're looking into alts and you're looking into other plays, remember risk management. Don't invest like 25% of your portfolio in some low cap coin that, you know, just launched. Do your diligence, you know, 1% of your portfolio, something like that. But always remember risk management. And so, yes, guys, we've been going on a minute. My dog's about to take out my computer. Come on, buddy. Come on, man. And yeah, let me see if there's any questions. Otherwise, I'm about to shut this stream down. I appreciate all of you guys so much for being here. Is the puppy's name DeFi? Oh my god. Damn one. I should have. Maybe that might be his nickname. His name is Coda, but that's a good name, DeFi. Oh man, I appreciate you guys. Much love. You guys already know. If you need anything, reach out to me. Love to hop on a call, talk crypto. That's my thing. But you guys already know. Buy Bitcoin, short the banks. Peace out, fam.